Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and I am here today with a whole new challenge for you. Since I wrapped up recording three of my current Let's Plays, I decided it was time to start one of my new ones. There are two that will be coming out this month. This is the first, so everything's all set with this one. Obviously, that's why we're doing it. Um, so I'm going to go through the rules with you. Yeah, so this is the Ultimate University Challenge. So basically, we are going to be playing as a teen sim and kind of taking them through, in a way, like a high school slash college type of scenario. So yeah, let me just go through. We'll go through the rules and make sure we've got everything taken care of. So we're going to start with a teen sim that has no skills, and they can have whatever traits and aspiration that we want. So actually, all of our teens have no skills, so that's perfect. Um, one sim week is basically one semester. Two sim weeks is a whole year. So basically, every 2 weeks, our sim is going to go up a level unless they fail. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. Their birthday party for their transition into official adulthood is their graduation party. I'm assuming that is when they transition from young adult to adult, because I am pretty sure since 2 weeks is a year, um, teens' lifespans are what this is on normal. Yeah, so 2 weeks, two sim weeks is, you know, pretty much their teen thing. So yeah, okay. Their birthday. Okay, so we already did that one. Sorry. You cannot play any other Sims within the household. So we're basically doing this as we're playing a single Sim. So it's similar to like the Asylum Challenge, where you're playing one Sim and everybody else is autonomous and can do whatever they want. So basically, the setup is we have to create or download a dorm with at least 5 bedrooms. I do have a dorm. So this is it. We That's a pretty dorm. We'll get to the people standing across the street in a second. So we'll also go through the dorm and I'll show you everything. So we had to create a dean who has to be an adult with all of their skills maxed. So I cheated. So this is our dean. His name is Dean McNulty. I was gonna change his name and I totally forgot. Because I just made him like a random since we're not playing with him. It doesn't really matter. I really just randomized him, and then I was like, all of our Sims are kind of unique creatures. We'll go into each one of them in a minute too. So I made him kind of like that too, and then forgot to change his last name. His first name was always going to be Dean, so you knew that he was the Dean. And I cheated up all of his skills since he's supposed to have all of his skills maxed. So there's all of his skills. Bird, if you throw stuff at me one more time, I'm taking it away. Bird is throwing all of his toys on me. It's ridiculous. Okay. So the completed aspirations are a plus, but not mandatory. But unfortunately, I don't know how to cheat up aspirations. So, you cannot play the dean no matter what. I am going to say right now I will break that rule only because I have the door lock mod. So the dean has his own private bedroom and bathroom, just so that the teens can't like go in there. So if anything breaks in his bathroom, he's gonna have to replace it himself. I think I gave him the toilet and the shower that are unbreakable, but none of the sinks that I don't think any of the sinks are unbreakable. At least not the standalone ones. So if that breaks, I am just gonna have him repair it, just because it's easier than just having unlock the doors, send one of the teens in to do it, send my sim in to do it, since she's probably gonna have to repair everything else in the place. But yeah. So you're supposed to start with 6 students. Um, you could have 7 and you could control 2, but I just went with the 6 and controlling 1. So they're basically all teens with no skills. Got that. So we can create any other dorms as we see fit or download them, but basically any non-dorm residential building had to be removed. So I went through, I deleted every single one of the residential houses just in Oasis Springs. And the only actual house that we have, so most of our town is empty. I added a few new community lots. Um, but I might add more as time goes on. I just added a couple for now. This I left as a dorm, and I threw in some Sims to be other teenagers. Um, and we'll go through them because they are from other LPs that I have currently going, or ones that have been retired. So that's kind of cool. So we'll get into that. So yeah, so you can't have any houses in your neighborhood that aren't dorms. So that's why we kept the one across the street. So you cannot use any cheats except for awarding the scholarship simoleons. So basically, that's how we're going to end up with money. So we'll kind of get into that part now. So you pick your student or create them, and you're only allowed to play that one character unless you're doing hard mode and you're playing two. You pick a major. And those are down further, so we'll get into that again. And you attend the in-game school for like the teenage years, so they still have to go to school, and you make sure to level up the appropriate skills for the grades depending on what their major is. So they're still going to normal school. And you start the game with 1,200 simoleons, so we have that. And then each semester, depending on performance, you get additional simoleons. So that's, and the semester is what, 1 week? Yeah. So each week, depending on what our grade is, we get additional money. So if we have an A, I don't know what it means by average. I'm assuming it's the average between what you're getting in sim school. So if they have like a C and yet you have an A with your, in-game kind of school or like the challenge school, then you would have an average of a B, I guess. I guess we'll figure that out. But so if you have an A average, you get 5,000, B average 3,000, C average 1,500, D average 500, and if you have an F, you get 0. So if you get an F average in 2 semesters in a row, you lose the challenge, basically. So, like, you fail, you flunk out. But, I mean, we're just going to keep going, and see what happens. Because I would kind of just end the LP if we, like, flunked out after 2 weeks. It's like, okay, done. So the dean's going to get a job. And so the bills will be paid through his paycheck. And you can throw a fundraiser if you run out. So basically, when you have a party and you get like gold, you get like, sometimes you get like gifts for it and stuff. I don't actually know. Oh yeah, you usually do. Like if you go on a date and you get gold on a date, you get that special basket or whatever, then you can sell that. That's kind of like your fundraiser thing. Although you're spending money on a party, and I don't know if the items are worth more than that. So I don't know. Anyway, or you can go gather collectibles and sell them. Or, I'm sure you can like paint and you can do woodworking and anything that you can basically make and sell, you can do that as well. So there is a thing in here too that if your sim rolls the want to get married to a specific sim 3 times, you have to drop out to get married. Not going to worry about that. I'm just going to keep playing the whole university part, since that's the point of this LP, and I think if my sim for some reason rolls a want to marry someone, that would just kind of ruin the whole LP, so I kind of want to play through until she graduates type of thing. So if your sim gets pregnant, you don't have to drop out, but you have to buy your child a toy once a week. I don't think we're going to have that problem because, obviously not try for baby, so... Once your sim is a young adult, they can get a job as like a paid internship, but you have to have a C or higher in grades. If you have a D or an F for a semester, you have to quit the job. So that's fine. So you can pick any major. You're allowed to switch if you want, but only during the transition into their junior year, which is their birthday. So it's only sim week. It's only, my God, Bird, why are you screaming into my microphone? I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, well, okay, so that's the peanut gallery weighing in his opinion. I can't stop laughing now. I'm so sorry. Bird, you need to go play. So that's like, well, technically, no, because, yeah, no, we'll get through. It'll be like during the weekend. That's when they're going to age up or whatever. Oh my God. We're going to have to get a lot of birthday cakes. That's going to be hard. But anyway. Actually, they're probably all going to, because I can't click them to blow out the candles. So they're all going to be sad about missed birthdays. But whatever. So, majors. So basically, I guess you have to It's all three. Okay, so they have like fine arts, mathematics, performance arts, culinary arts, environmental engineering, computer science, political science, health and physical fitness, research and experimental science, and then there are skills in these. So you have to, I think, try to level. Uh, I think you have to level all of these skills out to 10, like max these skills um, for each major by the time they graduate. So, like fine arts, you have to max out painting, photography, and writing. Mathematics, you'd have to max out logic, programming, and rocket science. Performance arts, you can pick any three between piano, violin, guitar, or comedy. Culinary arts, baking, cooking, gourmet cooking, and mixology, any three of those. So, stuff like that. Um, so, like, computer science is logic, programming, and video games. So, like, she could start out in mathematics and then move to computer science because, there's very similar stuff. But, yeah, so every skill in the game is combined, and so it'll be updated as, if there's any skills that come out for future expansion packs. I don't think, I think we'll probably, I don't know if we'll be still playing this when the any new expansions come out, since we know how fast I play and update things, and it's only going through until they're in it. Bird, no, you cannot eat my microphone. Oh my god, why are you being so buggy today? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so general studies, you also need to try to level these skills. So year one, so that's the first 2 weeks. Holy crap. So in the first 2 weeks, you either have to max out writing or fitness. Year two is charisma or logic. Year three is cooking or, oh wait, there's something missing, but I think it's added in a further post. And then year four is photography or an instrument. So you have to basically have one of those for each year because they give you two options, and then your other ones. So for example, fine arts. During the 4 years, you have to pretty much max out painting, photography, and writing. And then your general studies, which is writing or fitness, charisma, logic, cooking, photography, whatever. So for fine arts, that's actually really nice because one of them is writing. So you have to max that out in year one. So done. So year two, you choose charisma or logic. Awesome. Year three, you pick whatever. And then year four, you pick photography because you're already working on that. So, so for example, year one, the first 2 weeks, we're going to have our student either try to max out their writing or their fitness skill in 2 weeks. So that's, and then while working on some of their other skills. But obviously, like those other three skills for their major, you have basically their teen and young adult life to max that out. And so you keep track of their grading. So an A is a skill level 3 or higher, an F is a skill level 0, 1 or 0, and C is a skill level 2. So it's pretty much like that's why I think it's an average. So if you had like an A in school, but you only had a C in the university, you would have a B because you can't really get a B in the university. Although I suppose you probably could. I don't know. Skill level 3 or higher. Wait a minute. Okay, here's how the grades work. So, an A is 9 total skill points learned in the major, each individually being 3 or higher. Okay, so, yeah, so I'll worry about the scoring, like when we're actually playing and we get through the year, because it looks, it's kind of a little complicated since we're not actually like playing the game right now. But like, for example, if we picked, the fine arts, I think for the sim that we're going to be playing, we'll probably go with mathematics. You'll kind of understand why when we get to that. But so year one, we'll try to max out. Say we're going to max out fitness. Then if we, at the end of year one, so that's 2 weeks, we have, across those, every general studies grade under the required level. I don't. Skill points for every major. Okay, so yeah. So like a C for the year would be total skill points learned in the in your major. So those are your three um things. So if it's 5 plus total skill points, so the minimum for a C. So you could have like 2 skill points into and one in the other. So obviously that's up to like 5 or 6. Um, 7 plus total skill points for a B, but it would have to be evened out. So it can't be like you have 5 for B. You can't have 5 in one and then 1 in each other. So we have 5 in logic, 1 in programming, and 1 in rocket science, because that would basically still be like I guess that would be an F, because there's A, B, C, and F. Oh yeah, D is anything that falls between, I guess. So yeah, and so then we of course have, and that progressively goes up. So like year 1 in A is 9 plus total, year 2 is 18 or more, year 3 is 27, and so on. So graduation, you want to complete 1 aspiration by graduation, and you graduate with honors if you have a B or higher, and then there is money that gets awarded for that. Complete 1 aspiration and get an A average, and you get a slightly higher honor. 2 or more aspirations with an A or higher, and you graduate as valedictorian and highest honors. And if you graduate without any kind of honors, you only get like 10,000 simoleons. So there are simoleons that go with graduation. We're not going to worry about that at the moment. So yeah. And I think that is it. If I notice there is, let me see. Yeah, I don't think there's any other rules that I'm missing. I think that's basically it. So we are going to, so it's just going to be like trying to figure out the grades and make sure I get that down. But yeah, so let's meet our Sims. Okay. Doesn't really matter what their trait. Whoa, okay. So we basically have our Dean, Dean McNulty. And he is creative, neat, and at peace. At peace is a custom trait. So I did get a lot of custom traits for The Sims because I kind of wanted that. It affects it kind of works for some of them. So he's basically never angry or whatever. So that's good. So he's kind of like our hippie Dean. Hence why he's kind of, he's always barefoot. I didn't put shoes on him on anything. We have Nicholas Starling, who is our resident ghost. I think it's hilarious because it says, where is it? Is it in his, oh, we're still on the Dean. No wonder why. Okay, hold on. Where's Nicholas? I think it says in here that he, death by old age. Because, if you've watched my Time Lord challenge, you know that I have, a ghost companion. I added her to the house, and that's the only way I could get a playable ghost was by using her to generate a sim and then randomize and whatever. So that's the only way I could get a ghost. So Nicholas says old age. We'll just pretend he's been around for centuries. I don't know. But he is a gloomy. He's a bookworm. His aspiration is to be the curator. And actually, our Dean's aspiration is to be a painter extraordinaire because I'm hoping that he wants to go paint and make us some money that way so we can sell his paintings. Okay, so we're actually, okay. So this is ZZ962. She is our resident alien. She's so adorable. She's got the weirdest little voice. So she has the soulmate aspiration. She is squeamish and clumsy. So she's going to be fun. And then we have, behind her, we have Cherry Tart. I did post pictures of them on the Twitter. She did not have her hat on. I totally forgot to put it on her before I took the picture and posted it. Her hair is also looking, there we go, it's looking a little weird. But she wants to be a friend of the world, and she is cheerful, gregarious because a friend of the world, and she is sweet. And sweet Sims are always kind and cheerful. So she's like vomit-inducingly cheerful. Yeah. And then we have behind these ladies, we have Ivory Fawn. She is wants to be a bodybuilder, and she is active and hot-headed. I love her. She is so adorable with her little freckles and everything. And her big doe eyes. Nah, because she's kind of like a deer, kind of. And then we have Lemmy Lyons behind them. He has the Renaissance Sim aspiration. He is a geek and a genius, of course. And then we have the sim that I will probably be playing. I couldn't decide. I was going to probably go with Cherry Tart at first until I made Rosie. And I was like, no, I can't stand it. She is way too cute. This is Rosie Bot. And she is our resident robot. I kind of wanted to get like a cool steampunk looking skin, but this was the only thing. It was kind of like a doll skin, but it kind of looked like a robot. So you can't tell in this outfit. Also, because everybody is jacked up on top of each other here. But she's got like creases and lines, like you can see this around her stomach. So make her look like she's got like seams where her body was put together. So I thought that was just ridiculously cool. She has the nerd brain aspiration. And she is insane. She's a robot, hello. And she has artificial intelligence. It's probably kind of a cheat because artificial intelligence, they have, I think, advanced skill learning technology. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like some of the needs, I think, when you have an artificial intelligence, depending on which flavor you have. I think I just have the regular one. Certain needs decay less or don't decay at all. I don't know if it works or not, so we'll find out. So it's probably kind of a cheat. It's probably straight up a cheat because her personality is that some of her needs don't decay. But you know, we know me. I don't do everything perfectly. And it's kind of more about, I think, for me, I kind of feel like we're gonna have her, even if it does help her increase her skills, so would going and getting aspiration things, which we could always buy as we go. But yeah. So, and also because the dorm is huge, I gave the dean the aspiration trait frugal, so we get some. I gave him some traits already, so that I don't have to worry about him at work, and we can get cheaper bills and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, we want to have cheaper bills. But all right. So, let's look at our dorm. We'll go down to the. Why does this thing go up? Why? What in the world? What in the world is wrong with our lot here for a second? Why can't I... Why is my lot... Oh, does she have to... Okay, hold on. Go home. Oh my god, seriously? Oh dear god. It was because I placed the other students. So then when I, went in, because it didn't give me an issue with placing a house full of teenagers, so I was like, did one of them get accidentally left as a young adult? So I went in to check, and then when I came back to play her, it's like, choose who you want to play. And I'm like, okay, and so they're not technically on their home lot. Okay, whatever. Anyway, okay, so this is the dorm, so I'm going to kind of just put this up for a second. So this is their little courtyard that you can walk into. I have the planter areas, so if we decide to garden or whatever, I mean, I don't think Rosie's going to be doing gardening, but whatever. We can if we want to. That might actually be a good idea just because, you know me, I don't think gardening is actually a required one, which is unfortunate, but, anyway. Dragon fruit, perfect, But anyway, so this is our little courtyard. So then we'll come down and you go in their front door and they just have this little open area in here. Probably can add other furniture and things. I really didn't at the moment, so I was like, I don't know. So there's just some couches here and the door that leads out back, which goes to where there is a grill and some dining tables and then chess tables. Off over here is their kitchen. I gave them the cupcake factory, all sorts of stuff, all their normal standard things, and the garbage can that gives us money every time we throw something away. Here is their rec room up in here. So they have a giant TV and then couches so they can watch movies and stuff. A bathroom, just a gender neutral bathroom, no locks on that one. And then this is their library. So there is a bunch of computers for them to work at. They do not have their own individual computers. I saved that for the library. And of course, there's books. So they can read whatever and they can lounge. And then we have the stairs on either side that go up to the dormitories. One side goes up to the ladies' dormitories, one side goes up to the boys' dormitories, and they are split down the middle. And then there's also stairs that go down to the lower levels. We'll go there in just a second. Over here, this is the dean's office. Everybody has access. I put the little plaque out here so you know it's the dean's office. Everybody has access to come into the dean's office, but he is the only one that has access through this hidden bookshelf to go downstairs into his private room. Again, we'll see that when we go over there. And then this is the music room. So they have their piano, they have the microphone. I mean, that's for really comedy, but whatever. And then, guitars and violins and stuff like that. Another bathroom on in this wing. And then this is the art room. So there are easels, we've got the bonsai trees if they want to sculpt them, and we've got woodworking benches. Also out back, we have the rocket ship, so we can get some rocket science skill. And we have our observatory. Downstairs, we have the dean's little room. So he's basically just got a bed and his own private bathroom. So if for some reason the sink breaks, I will control him and say, fix. Because that's the only way to get in there is to have access to the room. And instead of changing the door lock, I'm just going to make him replace his own stuff. So if for some reason, I don't think anybody has anything in their bedrooms that should break. But like if the boys' bathroom breaks, because I'm pretty sure I put the door locks on to allow only the boys, I'm going to just click one of them to make them do it. So that's the only time I would actually control other Sims, is just to make them replace stuff. Because we don't have access to certain rooms. But anyway, so down here we have like the, science things, and whatever's on the microscope. So that's their science lab. If I put the walls up, you can see it's like, ooh, science labby, ooh. And then we also have the gym. So there are 2 bathrooms in the gym, so they can go to the bathroom, take a shower. And this is just like a hallway in the gym. And they've got some exercise equipment and their pool. Ooh. So that's downstairs. And then upstairs, when you come up, we have the bathrooms on either side. So this is the boys' bathroom. So it's got a separate, there should be, I want to check to make sure. Set lock style, gender locks, lock off females. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are unlocked, obviously. And so there's like the toilet stalls on either side. There is 1 bathtub. And then there's 2 showers. So it's really only convenient for 3 Sims. We have 4 girls. So hopefully, 3 of them are trying to take a shower at the same time. But that's why we've got the gym. There's also 2 empty rooms up here on the boys' side. Because, I didn't have 4 boys. And I made the rooms the same size. So this is Nicholas's room. It's just kind of gray and, whatevs. And I did put door locks. So only Nicholas can get into his room. Only Lemmy can get into his room. So this is Lemmy's room. He's got his Doctor Who posters all over because he's a geek. So they have a desk so they can do their homework. They all have a double bed. They all have a side table. His is, obviously something that he terribly made himself. Love that. They've all got their own desk and a nice little, just a chair. And, decorative posters and carpets and stuff like that. So everybody's got a rug and some decorations and stuff like that. So, his are all very black and white and, neutrally. Just to give it a little bit of personality for each one. And they also, I know these are for like bakeries and stuff like that, but I put a little chalkboard outside each room because I thought that's cute. So each one has a different kind of little chalkboard outside for them to, write whatever they want on. There was also just some couches around in corners. Yeah, there's one over here in each side, and just a plant. I didn't do too much with the decorations, but anyway. So this is Rosie's room. So she's kind of got a mismatch of things, because she might actually want to try to paint, because she wants to understand that, because she's a robot, but she's also going to be into the sciencey things. So I may have her paint just to or maybe write just to get her so we can have some money coming in. Because the bills I'm sure are going to be real cheap in this, you know. This is Cherry Tart's room, obviously, because everything is freaking pink. Cute kitty posters, freezer bunny, things like that. She's got just a ton of like pictures on the wall. I put some shelves up. Didn't put anything on them because that was kind of before I just started just slapping a few things on the walls. Yeah, so her room's all kind of like pink and cherry. This is Ivory Fawn's room because it's very naturey, you know, lots of greens. You know, she's got her jungle animal things on the wall, you know, just some, you know, nature kind of posters and stuff. And this is CZ962's room. So she's got all of her space prints and, you know, her high tech bed and like stuff like that. And so, yeah, I locked the doors so only the respective Sims can get into the rooms. This way we don't have issues with everybody sleeping in wrong beds and angering me. Um, Plus, you know, if since we're playing with Rosie, if she decides to buy something for herself, like, hey, I want to buy her own personal computer, nobody can use it or break it except for her. But yeah. And this episode is going extremely long, so I guess that's just kind of the intro to the university. I guess the only other thing I will point out is all of our Sims over here that are teenagers. They're standing outside because I just placed them. So she is actually a random Sim that I created. And I just randomly generated her name, so her name is Genesis McCain. I have no idea what their traits are, because whatever, I don't remember. But, oh, I didn't put his glasses on him. Damn it. Okay. Well, she was actually a Sim that was in an old game that I was playing before I did LPs, and she was like, randomly, like, I was just messing with genetics, and she came out, she's really pretty, so I just kind of threw her in as a teen. I haven't used her in anything. If you've watched my Runaway Teen Challenge, you remember Sully. I aged him down and made him a teen. And in that challenge, he had an adopted daughter. I aged her up to a teen. They're not related, obviously. I mean, they have the same last name, I think, but they're not related in this. And for anyone who's seen my Get to Work LP, you know Phineas and Taffy. So, yay for everyone who's been missing Taffy since she passed away of old age and that. She is now a teenager. So we have a teenage Taffy and teenage Phineas. And then also from that, one of Phineas's alien children is Cosmo. So I put Cosmo in this game because I really love Cosmo. And from my 100 Baby Challenge, we have Franklin, who is insane, and he was I loved him. He's obviously just got random clothes on. I just, you know, aged him up from a child. That's when I saved him to my gallery. And Brainy, because he looks like Brainy Smurf. And I just love him for no reason. I forgot to put his glasses on, though, when I aged him up and turned him into a teen. But anyway, so those are our other co-teens. So we have, you know, more boys in this house because we don't have a lot in our house. But there's more teens for them to mingle with. You know, I may add some more as time goes on, but at least we have a bunch of people, and I'm sure they'll meet some in school. But yeah, so I will actually, this is going to be the first episode of this. It's just kind of, I guess, an introductory segment to get used to our school and our teenagers and everything. So yeah, I will wrap this part up here because it's been going very long. And in the next part, we will actually get into the gameplay and trying to get Rosie to accomplish some skills. So it's probably what we're going to be working on. It's going to be a lot of skilling involved. So we'll see how well that artificial intelligence trait comes in handy if it actually does, you know, help with her need decay, because that's awesome. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember, give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.